When Subaru discontinued the Tribeca name back in 2014, it left a pretty big hole in the lineup for buyers looking to move up from the smaller Forester and Outback. Thankfully, that hole has now been filled, and this is the 2019 Subaru Ascent. I'm at the 2017 Los Angeles Auto Show. Let's take a first look. Remember the original B9 Tribeca, it was controversial in its looks, and Subaru has been kind of on a roll of making their cars a little bit more conservative in design. If you remember the Vizzy 7 concept that I showed you a couple years ago, it was radical. Unfortunately, a lot of that concept car's design elements didn't really transcend to this. It kind of just looks like a big Forester and Outback in terms of the design. You have the same Subaru corporate design language here with the corporate grille, these Hawkeye headlights with the boomerang shape LED daytime running lights. These are, by the way, full LED headlights. Now, the Ascent is Subaru's largest vehicle. It's a big vehicle, roughly about a couple inches bigger than your neighbor's Pilot, and you can see it's available in 4 different trims, starting at the base premium, limited, and the touring model. This one being the higher spec touring trim, as you can tell from the brown leather. Now this particular model with the 20-inch wheels certainly look nice. They fill out the wheel wells nicely. You have this requisite cladding here to kind of give this a more aggressive look, and you can see the profile of the Ascent is huge. This vehicle has a 114-inch long wheelbase, 197 inches overall length. It's again 3 inches longer than the current generation Pilot. Subaru has designed this vehicle specifically for the North American market, and it shows. Now the platform is actually the Subaru Global Product Architecture platform, the same one as the Crosstrek and the Impreza. The company basically stretched it and they made it larger, wider to kind of accommodate that third row of seats. Now at the rear, the design kind of has a lot of remnants of the original B9 Tribeca a little bit. The taillights are full LEDs. You have this chrome strip that kind of goes along, and it doesn't really look like a Forester. It has its own somewhat unique-ish look to it, although the silhouette kind of reminds you again of a bigger Forester. Now thankfully, because this is a large vehicle, the trunk capacity is pretty class competitive. Now when you have all the seats up, Subaru says it has around 19.8 cubic feet of space. Now this third row seat folds down pretty easily, and it folds down flat as well. And when you fold these down, you get around 40 cubic feet of space. If you fold all the seats down, you get around 72 cubic feet of space. So thankfully, Subaru now has a vehicle that buyers looking to upgrade from a Forester can go with the new Ascent. Under the hood of the new Ascent, you're going to find an equally new engine. This is the global debut of Subaru's new 2.4-liter direct injection turbocharged Boxer 4. It's a twin-scroll turbo. It's a little bit bigger than the 2-liter that you guys have seen and known in other Subaru products. Now in this application, it makes 260 horsepower and 277 pound-feet of torque, kind of going almost the Mazda CX-9 way in terms of the engine displacement. Now it all goes out through Subaru's updated Lineartronic CVT, standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, of course. Now fuel economy hasn't been mentioned. However, Subaru targets tops in the class. They also targeted Mazda CX-9 driving dynamics, so I'll have to wait until I get behind the wheel to actually verify that. And now this is a big vehicle, and Subaru says it'll tow up to 5,000 pounds. So again, very cost competitive with the rest of the mid-size offerings. This particular one, Subaru estimates weighs around 4,300 pounds, but I'm looking forward to getting behind the wheel and seeing if this new turbo engine is able to move around this relatively large vehicle. The inside of the new Ascent basically carries over everything we love about the new Impreza, with Subaru basically going all out in terms of interior quality. This is a lot better than Subarus of past, and it really shows. You can see the dashboard has all of this stitching, and it's all soft touch. It all really fits nicely. There's some nice contrasting here with the aluminum look trim, the black, the beige. I like the brown leather that my particular tester has. The steering wheel here is the same steering wheel that I showed you in the Impreza. It has lots of buttons because the Subaru EyeSight driver assistance tech actually comes standard across the board on every trim of this particular vehicle. It's a Subaru first. Now looking at the rest of the dashboard here, you can see you have a Subaru Starlink telematic system, either a 7 or an 8-inch display with standard Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Buyers expect that. The gauges, they look very similar to the new Impreza. And overall, I like the feeling of space in here. You sit up nice and high. The seats are also supportive. You have this big center console here with available features like heated and cooled seats. Again, that would be a Subaru first for me. I also like the big panoramic sunroof that this particular one has. Really brightens up the cabin. Now, speaking of which, this car is available in 7 or 8 passenger configurations. Subaru doesn't charge anything extra if you guys want to switch the second row to captain's chairs from the bench. And it has a really nice feeling of quality and space. That's really important for buyers looking to upgrade from their smaller Forester who need those third row of seats. Now Subaru hasn't really announced pricing yet. They're expecting it to start slightly over $30,000 when this vehicle does go on sale in the spring of 2018. For Redline reviews at the 2017 Los Angeles Auto Show, I'm Silicon Bay.